everyone. I am here today to do a special soul connections video. I have felt called, actually, it kind of started a few days ago and it really kind of exploded this morning for some reason, for me to do this special What Aren't They Telling You video. So I will tell you how that's going to work here in a minute, but I just wanted to do sort of a general message for anybody in a soul connection dynamic. Again, you can identify yourself as a twin flame, as a sacred partner, a beloved, a soulmate, whatever you want to call it. The label really doesn't matter. There are different subsets, and um, as far as the things they might experience and their purpose here on earth, and whether or not they will reunite, whether it's a lesson, whether it's a mission, all of those types of things, we could go into that all day. That's not what the purpose of this video is. But one thing I want to stress is some YouTube readers you'll see are starting to, it's been this weird dynamic. There's been some that have completely stopped doing this type of a video, and some are actually picking up on it and doing it a lot more. And the ones that aren't doing it, I understand their point, because they think that for some people in the collective, it's become almost an obsession to find your twin flame or to unite with this person, and the focus becomes so obsessive on something external outside of you that you're not necessarily doing your own inner work and focusing on your union with yourself and healing yourself. And so some of these readers feel that by putting these types of videos out there, they're kind of fueling that fire, so to speak, and of having people focus on external validation versus their own knowing, their own healing, those types of things. So, with that being said, you do get to a point in your journey where you stop needing these types of videos, and you trust, the telepathy's there, the faith and the surrender, and it just finally you get to that point, right? After you've been through so many lessons and they keep repeating, and you kind of look at things from a higher perspective the further you are in your ascension process. But I know for myself, over the past 2.5 years, especially, this time last year, last spring, even, a few months back, there are times when the fear and the reality of what's happening in the 3D realm versus what you're supposed to be surrendering to and believing and having faith in, it completely tests you and brings you to your knees, and makes you question everything. And so some of you may be at that point right now, and you might need this. And for me, there are those times that I was brought to my knees, that deep down I knew, right? I knew what I was supposed to be feeling and focusing on, but the 3D things that I had to purge and shed were so painful and so hard to get past that paradigm. Um, but when I would, 9 times out of 10, usually every time, somebody would do one of these types of readings, it would be the exact message I needed to hear, or that I knew in my heart was the situation, but it was providing that confirmation, and hearing that confirmation from spirit through someone else versus me pulling my own cards or whatever it is, really did help me. It helped solidify my faith, and it helped keep me, it helps for me to, keep going, to stay strong, to work through all of the challenges, the blocks, all the things that were happening. So, to the extent that I can help people at this point, if you're at that point where you're on your knees and you need some sort of confirmation as to why this person is doing this or that, again, true sacred partners, there can be a lot of confusion with toxic connections. And there are sometimes, your twin flame or whoever it is, they do treat you in a manner that is really toxic, and it's something that not necessarily not abusive, but it's a pattern that, if it wasn't your divine counterpart, you wouldn't put up with that behavior. You would have walked away a long time ago. For me, the big distinction here is, are you continuing to grow and ascend as a result of this dynamic? If it's draining your soul, if it's draining you financially, if it's completely sucking you dry, and you're not growing, you're instead declining in your growth because of this person, that's how you know that it's not this divine orchestrated thing. It might be orchestrated for you to learn a lesson, but not for you to be with this person, right? You're not going to find that person who completes you until you are complete in yourself enough to say, I'm not putting up with this behavior. So I didn't mean to like turn into this whole lecturing, but I just want to stress that I'm cognizant of not wanting to feed obsession. But there are points in your journey where you do need this validation and you need it to keep going. So as long as I'm called to do this type of thing, I'm going to keep doing it. And I also, maybe I'm considering doing some types of, personal empowerment. What do you need to focus on healing within you versus focusing always on this other person and the dynamic? Because I think, I know working on yourself is the most critical part of this dynamic. And the separation, the periods where you're in separation, it forces you to do that. You have no other choice. You can only run from this stuff for so long. Your counterpart or other people in your life are going to keep triggering you until these things come out. So I've got my pen in hand because I've got 3 scenarios here. Someday, guys, I will get a better setup, I promise. I did some kind of testing before, and I can't really show you ideally like I'd like to do with the pictures that I post on my page as far as the 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to hold them up. You can either close your eyes, either just if the number 1, 2, or 3 is resonating with you, that's the one you should go with. But each one has an object associated with it. Number 1 is a cardinal feather. And the objects, for whatever reason, they were, I was kind of like, the cardinal feather goes with 1. So I don't know why. I guess we'll find out. I did pre-shuffle, obviously, but I have not looked at these. And I've never done anything like this, you guys, on camera, really, or actually for anybody. So this is going to be an experiment. Number 2 is lapis, a lapis crystal, which you guys know is associated with the throat chakra. The cardinal is definitely about spirit, root chakra, because it's red. And certainly more than one message may resonate. So feel free to watch all 3. Number 3 is a malachite pyramid. This is fast-moving energy, and it has to do with the heart chakra. But again, it could just be that you like the way the object looks. So, all right. So number 1, we're going to say is starting around 722. Okay. And actually, before I start number 1, so we'll wait here. The cards that I'm using that I pulled are from the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, and this is in the order that I pulled them for all. The Chakra Wisdom Tarot, the Mystic Moon Oracles, my new deck that I'm very excited about, the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle by Aqua Moonlight, Twin Flame Shadows, Romance Angels, and Twin Flame Messages. I also have a couple of decks over here if I need to pull clarifiers. Okay, so now we're really going to start. Number 1. All right, I'm going to move these away. Over here, number 3 is over here. Okay. All right, number 1. Let's see what we got going. Ooh. Wow. All right, so the biggest message, okay, yeah. So if you chose number 1, this person is feeling so number 1, they're conflicted right now. The tarot card that came out was the 2 of Swords, and it's tied in this deck to the sacral chakra. So they're blindfolded. I think this could be a situation maybe where the person either cheated on you or they're with a karmic partner right now. They're with someone else. You can see, again, they're blindfolded and kind of turned away, like maybe they were blind to this connection or pretending they were blind to this connection, but they're really not. They're feeling badly about how they treated you. We've got we've got 4 cards of this type of thing going on. From the new Mystic Moon Oracles, we've got forgiveness. From the Twin Flame Shadows, childish. And from the Romance Angels, forgiving and learning. And then from the Twin Flame Messages, I can't seem to find the right words to say to you. So I think this is a person who feels or realizes that they've hurt this connection in some manner. Like I said, they may very well still be with somebody else. And we can pull a clarifier there, but I mean, this is more of what's in their headspace, what they're hiding from you as far as what they've not told you about their feelings. Okay, so that's what we're trying to get at. Even if they're not with somebody anymore, they're feeling like they need forgiveness. They're feeling like they need to ask for your forgiveness, but they don't know how. Um, there's some healing that's still going to have to be done in this connection, and I think they realize that they were childish, that they didn't treat you in the manner they should have, and they do think that they're taken by your beauty. Beauty is the card that came out for the untold truths of the heart. So maybe they've never told you that they think you're beautiful, that they're attracted to you, that they're drawn to you in some manner. It also says charming, graceful, luxurious. Um, Even if they're with someone else, this is how they feel about you. Um, the fact I can't seem to find the right words to say to you um, kind of says that they they want to ask for your forgiveness. They want to apologize. They also, I think, are going to need to forgive themselves. Um, and they're also probably wondering, how could she or he, whoever, the situation is, whoever's watching, take the energy however you want. But they are thinking how, I've really screwed up. Um, I was blind to this person. I'm getting like they were blind to this person really caring about me. Maybe they walked away. How could he or she forgive me after what I've done? And I'm getting that they're not really feeling stable with where they are right now. That might be why the cardinal feather wanted to be there with the root chakra being represented. So that was a clear message for those who chose number one. I'm going to do a clarifier just to see if there's any other messages that want to come out. But I mean, you got forgiveness, childish. I can't seem to find the right words to say. Like, I don't even know. That energy is permeating through here. We really don't have anything conflicting here. So I don't know if for number one, what they're not telling you, if there's anything else Spirit wants to tell us about that. Okay. So it's funny because this is I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's the, the Everyday Witch Tarot. It's the one that I used on my last Soul Connections video, you guys. That's got the really cute little whimsical witch stuff on it. But the Nine of Cups came out. We had that one before. And I'm getting that, this is a time, I think you need to just keep doing you. You need to keep focusing on self-love, self-healing, and maybe focus on forgiving them too. Because again, if it is one of these soul connections, these true soul connections, like a twin flame, something like that, they are, alchemically affected by you. So you're mirroring. So if you can forgive them, or maybe forgive yourself, I'm getting to, maybe you've been thinking, hey, if I had done something different, maybe if I'd only been more beautiful, if I had been more this or that, maybe they wouldn't have chose someone else. You've got to let that go, because they're telling you that they did see your beauty, they did see your worth, but for whatever reason, this was part of the learning process, the process of your ascension, the process of your growth. There had to be this separation, right? So there's going to be some sort of lesson that had to be learned from this, and you have to unfortunately do it on your own right now. So again, that's what this forgiving and learning says. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. This is something you've got to do and stay strong and find love within yourself. And the more that you pour, love and fill your own cup up with your own love, if this is the right person for you, it's going to bring them back up to a point where if you're loving yourself, then they're going to see that and also be able to maybe then trigger their own self-love, healing, forgiveness, that whole process that needs to take place. So that's what they have not told you. That again, I want to stress that they're feeling badly about the way things transpired. They're not wanting you to feel that you were not good enough or beautiful enough or whatever the reason. They had their own, they realized they handled things in a childish manner, and this, some of this may very well be due to their own child core wounds, as to why they chose the quote easy way out, um, because they still have lessons to learn. This is part of their journey and their karma, and you need to just keep focusing on you and healing you. Okay, so that's really a beautiful message, guys. I know it's painful. I've been in this one myself before, and it will get better. Okay, and if it doesn't, if the more you keep with this person, the more you do this of the Nine of Cups with you and yourself, and love yourself, you're going to bring in someone else who does value you and actually express these things to you in the physical. Okay, but this person, whoever this is sorry, and don't doubt your self-worth. Okay. All right, so 16, number 2. Okay, so move this one aside. If you guys chose number 2, again, let me see where that went here. Number, there it is. I was like, what did I do with number 2? All right, number 2 was Lapis. So let's see what's coming out, guys. Wow, that's interesting that we got another 2 with the sacral chakra energy. Ooh. Wow. All right, I'm getting strongly that this is a message from a masculine to a feminine. And it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to necessarily be a male, but this is a masculine who isn't balanced. He's not balanced in maybe in his masculine energy. So we got the 2 of Coins, which is the 2 of Pentacles, and that's about a balancing act, right? And the sacral chakra is a lot about fire. And then we've got lust. So there's definitely something out of balance. I don't know if this person is, I feel he's not ready to settle down. That's what I'm getting. And this could be a feminine who is more, you know, she might be a fire sign. She might be a stronger energy that you're dealing with. Again, because we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. But whoever this person is you're dealing with, they're not balanced fully, which is why this hasn't transpired yet. You've got, from the Mystic Moon Oracles, you've got stuck. So obviously it's like there's this dynamic. It's not necessarily, I'm getting, it's not necessarily in the 2 of Swords energy, where they're with someone else. I'm not really picking up on that. I'm just feeling like they haven't come forward to speak the truth, okay, which is why maybe this wasn't this Lapis wanted to be here. They haven't come forward to either, you know, they're just kind of wishy-washy. They're not fully a king. But what I'm getting is they absolutely desire you. And the fact that they're not ready to settle down, you know, in some cases that could be, again, no, I'm not getting that this person is with someone else or necessarily wanting to sleep around with a bunch of people. I think they want to assure you, they know the connection's kind of stuck right now. It's not really going forward. There's still some balancing, and it really needs to be done with both partners, right? If this is a twin flame dynamic or some other kind of soul connection, it's about alchemy, it's about mirroring, it's about those types of things. So But there's a lot of sacral energy going back and forth. And what I'm getting is when you're feeling that, that heat come through you, and the thoughts of them just come, and then the heat just lights up your neck, your back, every part of you, your heart. There's confirmation. What they aren't telling you is that they feel it too. They feel it too. They lust you after you. They desire you, but they're just stuck right now. And they want to say, please don't take what happened personally. It's not you, it's me. I do desire you. I do want to be with you. I just am not fully embodying my masculine energy yet. And so what I'm getting too, if this is resonating for you, is that if this person is rising and still rising into their king mode, into their masculine energy, a lot of the divine feminines, in the twin flame dynamic especially, they're strong, they're queens, they're empresses, they've got their shit together, they are awakened, they're probably stepping into mission, they might be, doing healing work, they might be doing all these things, and they need to become more receptive. They need to step out of their masculine and become more flow, because that the connection itself maybe is a little bit out of balance. Also, with the lust, maybe with the feminine kind of being in the more masculine, like pursuit type energy of desiring this masculine, it's like keeping the connection stuck as well. Again, they're stressing, don't take what happened personally. It's not you, it's me. I do desire you, even though I'm not coming forward to consummate things with you. It's just, I'm not quite there yet. I'm not fully balanced in my masculine energy, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You need to keep an open mind. You need to keep an open mind. Because even though I'm not there with you, our connection's in the 5D right now. And you just got to stay strong. That's what I'm getting, but I'm going to pull a clarifier. Actually, I'm going to pull one because we got the lust and the sacral chakra with the two, and the masculine energy. And I got again that this masculine, or who, that this person, if you pick number 2, I think is definitely wanting to be with you. It's the connection's just not quite balanced yet. But I'm going to pull from the Tarot of Sexual Magic for a clarifier. All right, let's see what we got for number 2. What's a clarifier for those who choose number 2? Huh. That's funny. All right, so we got Knight of Pentacles. So you can see that, I'm trying to see exactly what this is. So he's riding up on his horse, right, behind this beautiful maiden, this sensual woman, and he's offering her this, it looks like a lime or a fruit or of some sort, I don't know. But look how tentative he looks. Look how unsure he is. And she seems a little surprised, but it's kind of like they're not quite on the same page, right? If they were on the same page in this image, he wouldn't be on the horse, kind of like getting ready to like dash away, like, I'm here, boom, I'm gone. I'm here, hello, let's chat, I'm not ready, boom, gone, riding off into the sunset, right? He's still a knight, and he wants to say, like, I do want this, but I kind of am getting that he's kind of stuck, and he doesn't want to come back like this. He wants to come back fully embodying his masculine energy. So you need to keep an open mind, trust that he does feel these things for you, and that you both are working on balancing your energies and healing, and that this is coming together. But he doesn't want to come back and ride off again, but he's not ready to stay. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. He's not quite ready to speak his truth. But that's what he wants you to know. So that's actually, if you chose 2, that's actually a really beautiful message. All right, so number 3. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put these away. He chose number 3. Again, that was the Malachite Pyramid. So we're going to see what comes out for number 3. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Okay. So what I'm getting here, this one's a little bit, this one's interesting. This one is the first 2 cards, and there's the romance angel too, are just flat out, no denying this person knows that this is a spiritual connection. You've got the Hierophant associated with, this is either, again, I can't tell on these cards. I think it's the crown chakra. Yeah, it's got to be, because it's the Hierophant. It's the higher, connection to source. That's a major arcana. They know this is a spiritual bond. They know. And they see the devotion that you have to them. They know this is eternal. Even if they're really not ready to kind of face it, I'm getting that this person isn't really grown up yet. I think they see you here holding this light, holding this devotion to them, and they definitely feel a strong bond with you, but perhaps some of it is that their heart hasn't quite fully opened. I'm getting, they absolutely do have romantic feelings for you. They have feelings for you, even if they've not told you that. They have feelings for you, and they know there's something special about this connection. But I think they're just not ready to grow up, to let go of some of these external influences that are in their life. You've got influences, dark attachments, third parties. Okay, so this person may be with, I'm not getting as much that they've chose someone else or they're with a karmic partner, like a serious thing. But it's more that they just kind of want to be a lone wolf, right? They want to kind of just be on their own. They want to just kind of go from thing to thing. They don't want to have an attachment. They're not ready for something. Like, you've got dark attachment here, right? You've got all this over here. This light is so bright. And I think they see this, they recognize it, but they're kind of like, oh, I'm not really worthy of this. I thought I was going to be on my own my whole life. There's some irresponsibility going on. I mean, this is kind of creepy because, look at this. This is from the Twin Flame Shadows. Irresponsible. It is skeleton. It's a skeleton bride and groom. I'm getting that this person, because of maybe their childhood, the way they grew up, they have maybe negative beliefs about marriage, about commitment. They view it in a dark manner. And here you are coming into their life like, hey, you may have even told them, this is a spiritual connection. I'm devoted to you. We're bonded, whatever it is, twin flame, whatever you want to tell them, whatever their maybe messages and signs they're getting. I'm getting that they're definitely getting those messages, and they're not sharing that with you because they're still trying to process it. They absolutely feel something for you. They're just not ready. They haven't quite purged or faced kind of like the death of the beliefs that they have about marriage, about commitment. They just never saw themselves, I don't think, being worthy or feeling like they could ever be in that emotionally deep of a relationship. And so it's kind of making them question everything their whole life, that the way they thought their life was going to go. Their message under the twin flame messages is, I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. This is a person who I'm getting is very closed off with their heart. Again, that explains this coming with number 3. This message, I mean, this is, if this is what they're saying, right? If they could tell you something, that's definitely not in line with showing that they have feelings. You know, I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. It's kind of like, yeah. That's sort of the vibe you're getting, right? The last thing you're getting is that this person is devoted to you or knows any of these things. But what I'm getting is, deep down, what they haven't told you is they are sensing there's something special about this connection. They do have feelings, but their heart is very closed off because of their upbringing, because of these external influences. Not necessarily what I'm getting from third parties here, I think, is more their past heartbreaks of how the relationships have went down when they did open up, when they were vulnerable, they were hurt. And then I think there's also, again, the childhood issues where they had probably parents who either weren't together or never married or divorced. They had, probably difficult childhood, and that's forced them. They're kind of in this shock right now of trying to process what this all means. And but what they haven't told you, they absolutely do have feelings for you. They just don't know how to process it yet. And I'm getting kind of some immature energy too, that they're kind of just trying to ignore it. But I do get the impression that they're finding it harder and harder to do that because the Hierophant is here, and I think they are getting messages. But again, if you're doubting, if you chose 3 and this is resonating, if you've had doubts about their feelings, they absolutely have romantic feelings for you. So that is something that you should not doubt. For this one, it's funny. I happen to have 3 different tarot decks next to these, and yeah, I wanted to use a different one for each to clarify. So that's funny. Number 3. What do we want to? Anything else that we want to clarify for these soul connections? Number 3. Message we have number 3. Oh boy, my favorite card, said no one ever. Don't worry, it's not the Tower. It's Temperance. Temperance is a card of patience. So this means you've just got to be patient with this person. I think there is definitely something here with them. If I saw these 3 cards, with another combination, I would probably be like, yeah, this might be not, this is going to be a karmic or a lesson or something like that, which I did kind of get with number 1. But the fact that you do have somebody who has feelings, they recognize your devotion, they feel the special light in their heart for you too. It is starting to open and what's the word I'm thinking of? I mean, their light. It's like this pilot, like this dim thing that is kind of being lit in its beacon, and it's kind of starting to expand. The fact that you have the Hierophant here, that tells me it's worth being patient with this person, and continue working on you, and trusting that this person does care. The things that you're experiencing in the spirit realm with them in 5D, telepathy and dreams, you're not crazy. They might not be yet experiencing the same things, but I'm getting that they're starting to, and they definitely recognize this. And I think if you just continue working on your own growth, that's going to eventually, your light, your devotion, your light that you give to yourself and that you shine out into the world. If you're meant to come together with this person in this lifetime, then, being patient, again, not something we love to hear, but being patient is something that will pay off for you. And Temperance is also, you can see all the rainbow colors about balance, balancing within yourself. And it is also known, it can be a twin flame card, and it's a major arcana. So you've got the Hierophant. This reading has 2 major arcanas, which is pretty awesome. So I hope you guys like this reading. I would love to hear your feedback and comments, and if you like it, and I feel called, it's something that I will continue to do. So Thanks so much, guys. Take care.